Got to my right, Mr. Kyle Dendy from Faith Christian. Y'all give it up for Kyle. So Kyle, what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is actually red.
Red, okay. Glad you didn't say fuchsia. Okay. That would have been awkward. So tell us a little bit about life before you met Christ. What it looked like.
So I think the best way to describe my life before Christ was just lonely. Because my story actually begins on December 31st, 2002. On this day, I was 5 years old, and my mom, my sister, and I had just come home from a New Year's Eve party. And so I was the first one to come through the door, but at 5 years old, as I walked through the door, I opened the door, and I looked in and I saw my dad there, but he was dead. And so at the time, I didn't cry, I didn't yell, I didn't scream. I just stood there in shock until it hit me that I would never get to see my dad again. And in my mind, my dad was gone forever. Then I learned that Psalm 68:5 says otherwise. Because in Psalm 68:5, it says that God is a father to the fatherless and a defender of widows. And it was in that moment when everything in our lives seemed to have come crashing to the ground that God just looked over us and he said, watch me rescue you today. And so that's what he did for us day by day, miracle after miracle. 11 years ago, God allowed a single stay-at-home mom to send her 2 kids to a private school because she knew she wanted a Christian education for them. Then 9 years ago in the 2nd grade classroom, Jesus Christ saved my life. And although I didn't have some cool theological understanding of what it meant to be a Christian, it was in that 2nd grade classroom that my relationship with Jesus began, and that was a platform for the rest of my life. And then 5 years ago, God allowed my mom to remarry, and he gave us a new family, a new life, and I thank him for that every day. And then 2 years ago, in the Renaissance Hotel in Austin, Texas, room 424, I was overcome by the Holy Spirit. What I realized in that moment was that although I had asked Jesus to come into my life, I hadn't fully surrendered my entire life to him. And once I did that, everything in my life started to get better. But also what I've realized throughout my life is that it's in those moments when everything seems to be perfect in your life that the devil is just lurking in the shadows, waiting for you to slip or stray away or just stop relying on the power of God. And so that's what the devil tried to do to me. 10 months ago, I had a season-ending injury, and at that point, I was completely devastated. I had surgery soon after, and at that point, my morale was just dropping lower and lower and lower. And then 2 days after surgery, just 2 days, I was in a car accident. And then at this point, my morale had dropped so low that I was at the lowest point that I'd ever been in my entire life. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to talk to or anything like that because all of this was so personal. So I didn't want to go tell my mom about all that was going on, or my friends or anything. But then I remembered that I had one friend that I could count on that would understand what was going on. So I texted that person and I just said, look, I'm not doing well right now. I need help. What do I do? And then as if God had been preparing them for that text all day, they responded right away and said, here's what you need to do. You need to go to church next Wednesday and find a youth leader that you can talk to. You need to tell them everything and hold absolutely nothing back. So that's exactly what I did. I texted the name that God put in my heart, and that person became one of my best friends. But we met before church that next Wednesday, and that conversation with that youth leader changed my life. Because in that conversation, I learned that my testimony wasn't just a list of all the bad things that had happened to me. I learned that my testimony was a list of all the things that I had overcome through Jesus Christ, and that once I could tell that from a place of victory, then nothing else could get in my way. And so that's most of my story, but if you get anything from that, I want it to be the words that my mom told me when I was in my lowest moment. She looked me in my eyes and said, Kyle, we are not meant to live this life alone. And so a lot of times, the devil will whisper in your ear and tell you, don't share that with anybody, don't tell anybody that because that's too personal. But you see, the reason he does that is because he knows that once you overcome those things, and those things become a part of your testimony, and you share that testimony with the world, he loses, and he knows that. So he'll whisper in your ear and tell you that your testimony is a burden that you're meant to carry. That's what he did to me. But the truth is that your testimony is a victory song. And once you sing that song, you unconsciously set other people free to do the same.
Amen. Y'all give it for Ryan and Dr. God's an overcomer. Please stand to your feet as Gateway Generation is going to continue leading us in worship.